Laing was stunned to discover that everyone at the upper-class party was dressed in elaborate period costumes. His ordinary suit made him look painfully out of place. He worked up the courage to introduce himself, only to be ruthlessly humiliated. Faced with the upper-class guest's mockery, Laing could do nothing but force an awkward smile. Yet no matter how submissively he behaved, they still treated him like an outsider and threw him out of the party. Even the expensive bottle of wine he had bought was tossed aside like a piece of garbage. Only then did Laing finally understand that the class divide inside this building was something an ordinary person could never cross. The previous day, after helping Anthony Royal complete a rehabilitation session, Dr. Robert Laing had unexpectedly learned that Royal was the architect who designed the entire building. Laing asked him to do something about the wastefulness on the upper floors. The lower levels were already suffering frequent power cuts, and even residents in the middle were now experiencing occasional blackouts. Royal, however, showed no concern. He simply said that the world belonged to the strong, and anyone who wanted a better life had to fight their way to the top. What he failed to realize was that this extreme inequality had already pushed the lower floor residents to the breaking point. Constant water and power cuts had made their lives unbearable, so they gathered together and confronted the building management, demanding an explanation. But the management shared Royal's attitude and showed no concern for whether the lower floor residents lived or died. This completely enraged them. Determined to fight back, they took their children into the swimming pool and drove all the upper floor residents out. That, in turn, infuriated the wealthy residents above. They gathered together to discuss how to punish the people from the lower floors and quickly came up with a plan. They would stop supplying the lower floor supermarket and permanently cut off their water and electricity. The conflict between the two sides was now being pushed dangerously close to outright violence. As the clashes grew more brutal, Laing, trapped between the two classes, had no choice but to hide inside his apartment. A month passed, but the deaths inside the building continued. Even Anthony Royal, living safely at the very top, could not escape being held accountable. Richard Wilder, the leader of the lower floor residents, eventually found him and used his final bullet to shoot him dead. But moments later, Royal's wife and the other women repeatedly stabbed Wilder, killing him as well. Another month passed before the building finally fell silent. Only then did Laing dare to step outside and see what had happened. The sight before him left him completely horrified. Nearly everyone in the building had died during the uprising. Only Royal's wife and a small group of women had survived by hiding in a secure room. Laing then moved into Royal's penthouse and began living happily with the surviving women. And with that, the movie comes to an end.